All right, we're in the final stages of this painting. I'm adding just a few more lightning bolts to the background here. And in general, it's a good idea to do your background before you do your figure, your foreground objects, because you go right up against the side of your figure and all of a sudden you don't have a clean line anymore. But that's okay if that is where you're at, because we talked about adding something more interesting in the background later. So that was sort of a last minute decision that we made. Okay, so I did a little bit of detail work in the last demo on the eye and the eyebrow. And this really just means adding a little bit more of the values and maybe a tiny bit of texture. And then this is optional, but you can do a black outline around things if you want it to be more graphic. I'm going to go in and make some creative choices here. I feel like my image is maybe still a little bit too flat. Certain areas that I feel that way are the nose, for sure, maybe the forehead, the lips, the neck. Pretty much all of these areas I think could use a little bit more pizzazz. So I'm going to go in with my medium tone and I'm going to add a few more things here that might give it a little bit more depth. So maybe on the bridge of the nose there's a line. Maybe on the forehead I could add a little bit more, like maybe a line here. Kind of like they're sort of cartoonish lines, right? They sort of show you the contour of the cheek. Contour means the curve or the outline of the cheek. And kind of come around this way, and I think the lips could use maybe some more lines on them. That might be kind of fun. I could go in and paint over my dark shadow too, like if I want a couple fun little lines on that. Down here I feel like definitely you could use some more contours, lines. And these are just kind of improv moments here. Like maybe the lapel of his jacket has a couple more lines in it. Give it a little bit of texture. You can go back in and kind of play around with adding more medium tone to the hair, a little bit more texture in the brush stroke. Go back in with my maroon and add a little bit more shadow, maybe a shadow underneath the head here, maybe a little bit more eyebrow up there. So I'm just making some creative choices. Last minute, they're kind of fun. Sometimes those final moments are kind of exciting because you're having these creative flashes and you've seen sort of the end of your assignment, your project, and now you're making the finishing touches. Okay, so I need to do a few more little details on this eye here. Make that eye look a little bit more realistic just by a couple little steps. And then I might go in, and this is optional, remember, but I do a couple little black outlines just for fun. So I could maybe put one on the side of the nose here. I'm not sure I like that, but I did it. It's done. I'm going to kind of outline this eyebrow because that's what I did on the other side. And I really like these kind of graphic hair zigzags. So I might come up into the scalp here and sort of create a dividing line between the face and the hair. And maybe some fun graphic streaks of black in the hair. You know, contrast Contrast is the extreme light and dark next to each other. Draws our eye in to the artwork. Graphic design and pop art uses a lot of contrast. Probably want to do some on the neck here, especially like the dividing line between the neck and the shirt. There's a lot of shapes in here and we're not 100% sure what we're looking at. I might have mentioned this before, but I named my son after this musician. I named my son Beck. I call him Beckett right now because he's cute and little, like a little boy, but I think when he gets older, we're going to call him Beck. I think I might put a little bit of a shadow curve in here right where the Adam's apple is. That's kind of a fun little detail. I think I need some black outlining in the part of the lips. Maybe here, just a smidge. Shadow of a mustache. Okay, is there anything else? Maybe a couple black lines in the background, just to add a little bit more depth. Final touches. Okay, one more step. I'm going to go in and add a couple little, instead of black dots, some light yellow dots. Tiny little dots here and there to make things pop a bit. So maybe right here on the tip of the nose. Maybe on the right, on the reflection on the lips. This is a very, very faint yellow. That little pop of light in the eye. I don't know why I like these dots here, but like the dot in the corner of the eye. Maybe along the cheek here. A little bit of texture in the eyebrow. Maybe some pops here. Okay, pretty much think I am done. Let me hold it up closer here. I will also take a photo of this, and so you can see the true colors. This webcam makes everything look kind of like faded. It's really much brighter than what you see in the webcam. All right, you guys, that was fun.